Hey everybody, this is Selu, 5 Freaking Onion Rings, and I want to show you how to make a countdown timer. Bam. And I want to show you how to move that timer around with tracking, because I thought that was really cool. But what's really cool is how to make the timer and how to make it count down, because there are many ways to make a timer count up, and there are lots of ways in Davinci to do lots of things, but this was the easiest way I have to have it perfectly timed to count down to 0, which is happening right now. Before we start though, if you like this type of content, give me a like, subscribe, thumbs up. Got the COVID hair rocking because you haven't been to a barbershop in a while. Let me know, because I feel you. But I've got 3 or 4 more inches and I'm going to donate it to cancer patients. And let's get started. Let's just get started. We're going to start a new timeline off. If you ever have a problem where you go to export and you can't set your timeline frame rate any differently than what you accidentally set it to, I have a video on how to fix that. So anyway, we're going to start off, get your timeline set up, get everything that you wanted. I'm going to mute this, get your timeline set up, get everything that you wanted set up. Everything's all good. Now you want to set your timer. To have a timer set up to end at an exact spot, you're going to scrub through your video and you want to make a cut at the exact spot where you want your timer to be 0. And you're going to Control B and that will give you a cut. To set your timer up, you're going to take in Toolbox under Titles, you're going to go Text Plus, and you're going to drag it to the end. So I want, just to make this easy, I want my timer to end right where my finger says BAM. Now, that's where I want my timer to end, right where it's at 0, one of those frames. So I cut at the end of here, and that is going to be my custom title area. That's exactly where I wanted it. So once you have the exact frame you want it to be on, and you're going to highlight that, go over to title, make sure you're on title, not settings, right click in the box, and you're going to set a time code. And that time code is going to be 0. It will show 0 once you set your time code. Now you're in Text Plus, so you can do all your text edits that you want. I like to set mine as red, whatever you want it to do. You can semi-bold, bold italics, set your sizing, spacing, whatever. You will notice that the format is set up so you have hours, minutes, seconds, and these are frames. So the last 2 are frames. So if you were to scrub through a couple of frames, you'll see each frame press is 1 frame. And when you get to the end of it, since I'm at 30 frames per second, it's going 1 second. So 29:30. It's a frame specific counter. That way you don't get any cross ups or whatever. If you're doing 24 frames per second, it would be 24 or 23, and the next one's going to be the next second. So once you know that, it makes things easy. I'm going to first set my format the way I want. In this case, I just want a second timer. So I'm going down to right on. I'm going to move over to right on and just drag this bar over until I get to the correct area. Since I want to just show seconds, and I'm sure I have less than a minute, then that's all I want. I just want seconds. I don't want the frames, so I'm going to drag it in. So now I have a timer. And it just, as it scrolls through, it's clicking up. So this timer is set to go up from the exact moment that it starts. I can move it over. It's still going to go up from this point. So no matter where I move it now, don't do that. No matter where I move it, this is a, 4-second timer? Yeah, this is a 4-second timer going up. That is very important because I want my timer to count down, and that's where people run into trouble. There are many ways to do this. The easiest way I've found, put it at the exact point you want it to be 0, move your mouse over so that you can drag, and you want to extend it all the way out to where you want your clip to start. So you're extending start to finish. That way you know that your 0 point is your exact 0 point. What I also like to do in this case, and you'll see where this ends, once you're here and you've dragged all the way over, you're going to press the right arrow key 1 time to give you 1 more frame, just 1 more frame, and you're going to do Control B. and that's going to cut, and that will take out your whole timer. So now I have a timer that counts down to 0. And since I went 1 frame over, if I were to extend out and have my frames, you'll see it doesn't end until it doesn't end until it actually stops 1 frame before it should, so I always give it 1 frame extra. That's just me. So now that I know I have a clip that's exactly the length I want it to be, I can, one is format it the way I want, which is just my seconds. So make sure you're right on. Your seconds are good. If you wanted to here, you can change your position. I could go ahead and zoom, or I can zoom it if I want. I can change my position. I can do whatever I want with this timer, but it's easy sometimes to change it in here. Once you do this, you're going to right click on the text plus, and you're going to say new compound clip. This will allow you to do fusion effects or tracking effects, and I'm going to do tracking. So we're going to just call this timer, create. Now I have a timer. It's in my media pool, and it's right here. And since I don't really know whenever I want it to pop up, it's easier for me to go ahead and create the effect or create the compound clip and then find the frame where I want it to pop up, which is when I say bam, and it's going to pop up right here. So that way I can go bam, there's a timer. Since I'm now in a compound clip, I can use my normal inspector transform tools to move this however I want, frame it, I can position it where I want. I can do whatever. Since I want it to be right over my finger, I'm just going to go ahead and move it right there. You can do this at any time during all of this, so not a big deal. Now I can move all my clips back in place. Everything is good. To save time on tracking, I'm going to simply cut both where I want to start tracking, which is the beginning of the timer, and where I want to stop tracking, I'm going to end tracking here. I'm going to cut both the clip and my compound clip that I created. Now I can simply go over to the color tab, highlight the clip I want to do all the tracking on, since that's pretty simple. Highlight the clip, go to the very first frame of that clip, go into tracker. You want your tracker, it will say window, you want to click stabilizer, and then you want to click classic stabilizer. Then you want to change it to point tracker. I am going to click point tracker, set my point. I want it to be my finger. You can also do, I know this, 2 points. So there's a frame of reference and possibly 1 more point, just a hope. If you don't get a good track, I found adding multiple points helps out tremendously because, as you'll see, every now and then it stops, but one of the points will be able to keep tracking, and that will be great. Now, what you want to do is copy track data, then go to your compound clip, and you want to make sure you're on stabilizer, make sure you're on classic stabilizer, and you want to paste track data. This is important. Strong will likely be set to 100 is the default. You want to set that to -100, and that way it will track. Instead of trying to counteract your motion, it will be exact with the motion. Once you do that, you click stabilize, and you're going to see everything change. Now, if you hit play, it's going to move around. And hopefully, yeah, hopefully it's going to move around the way I want it to. Cool. And in color clip, you're not going to see it, but when you go back to here, this should be pretty accurate. So we're going to go bam, and now we have it tracked. In this case, I'm just going to estimate. Like I say, this is more of a guesswork, just trying to make it look something reasonable. Bam. And I want to show you how to move that. and we're moving. So we're just moving it around. I wanted it to track the finger, but my finger was moving too quickly. And so we hit bam again, and it pops right back into place. Pops it right into place, and we're good. I'm actually happy with that. That's a pretty simple way of just creating a timer and getting it to follow you around for a little bit, and then you can just pop it into place. And if you're not happy with where that is, set a keyframe up. So while I'm yada yada yada, it's moving slowly, slowly, counting down. And once we hit 0, bam, we're good. And that is pretty much how you set a timer up to count down. If you want to count forward, you just move that bar to the right. And if you want to count backwards, you move it to the left. That is the easiest way I've found to make a countdown timer or a count up timer. It's very easiest. You can use expressions. You can download templates. There's always going to be something wrong with whatever you download. So I always like to learn how to do something and then use that idea to expand out into something bigger and greater than we all are. But anyway, if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Davinci 17 is excellent. It's amazing. It really is. It does have some glitches though, so you're using beta software right now. So I wouldn't use any large project with it. I'd stick with 16. But I'm excited. I love 17. Like I say, I've learned a lot off of it. Anyway, I want to thank you so much. Hope y'all have a good one. Keep rocking the COVID hair. Wear a mask when you go out. Be safe. Please be safe. I can't stress it enough. Just be safe. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good day. Take care.